Hi there, my name is Jen. Welcome to Pilates in a Flash. This is your 30-minute intense Pilates workout. Today for props, you're going to need a tea towel, a pillow, and 2 hand weights. Coconut milk this week for me, okay? So go ahead and grab your props, okay? And make sure your space is set up and that it's safe and ready for you to work out in. It's going to be a pretty intense class, so if you need to hit pause or if you need to modify at any time, please do so. All right, we're going to get started down on our back. So take the weights with you. Okay, coming down onto your back, taking a nice big deep breath in. Our weights are near our hands, okay, to start. Let the ribs settle down onto the mat. There's a little curve in the low back. Our face is relaxed, our jaw is relaxed. Shoulders away from the ears. We're going to start by grabbing the weights and bringing them up towards the ceiling. And as we breathe in, we're going to reach the weights up and lower the arm bones down. Reach the weights up towards the ceiling and lower the arm bones down. So we're just moving our shoulder blades. We have a lot of work for our shoulders, obliques, and inner thighs today. Okay, so we're going to lift and lower really gently for 4, for 3, 2, 1. Excellent. We're going to bring our hands down towards our hips and lift our arms up overhead, only going as far as we can keep our ribs on the mat and our pelvis in a neutral position. So we're going to breathe in, start to connect to our abdominals to bring our ribs down towards the mat, those low ribs, as well as our low belly starts to pull down to keep that pelvis from tipping. So we always have a little curve in our low back. Good. We're going to keep going for about 3. Shoulders stay away from the ears. Okay. 2. If you have any tension, you stop before that tension. So sometimes we can't quite bring our arms up past our ears. 1 more. Good. We're going to scissor the arms. So one arm goes up and one arm comes down. Okay. We're working just gently through our abdominals to stay in this nice neutral spine, neutral pelvis. Belly button continues to pull down gently, okay? So try not to bring that belly button down too hard. Sometimes if you do, you feel your low back take over. We're gonna go for 3, for 2, for 1, okay? We're gonna make our arms a big circle. As if we're holding a beach ball, we're gonna open our arms and close them. With this movement, there's a tendency for the chest to rise up and for the spine to move. I don't want that to happen. I want you to think about your shoulder blades sliding away from the spine and sliding around the rib cage with the arm bones moving. So shoulder blades moving, arm bones moving. Shoulders stay down from our ears. Okay, we're going to go for 3, for 2, for 1. Excellent. Now we're going to take one leg up into tabletop and our opposite leg up into tabletop. And we're going to do it all again. So our arms are going to come from our hips to overhead, okay? Challenging our abdominals a little bit more to keep that spine, that rib cage down, okay? Still a little curve in our low back that's off the mat. Low belly pulls down to keep that pelvis nice and still, and those shoulders stay away from the ears. The more the shoulders stay away from the ears, the more you're gonna feel underarm area, side body. Good, we're gonna scissor the arms, so one arm comes down, one arm comes up. Side body working a little bit harder. Pull the belly button down, breathe in and out. We're going to go for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2. Anchor the tailbone. 1, it's not drifting off the mat. Round the arms, open the arms and exhale as the arms come back. Breathing in, keeping the shoulders down. Keeping anchored through that tailbone. My abs want to puff up. I need to work at pulling them downward towards the mat. There we go. Feeling that abdominals kind of shake a little bit more. For 3, good. For 2, excellent. For 1, good. Bring the weights down. We're going to push into our feet and bring our pelvis up towards the ceiling. And on the way down, we're going to lower down and articulate through our spine. So we're going to take our time. We're going to push our pelvis straight up, feeling for hamstrings, glutes. And then on the way down, we start to lower from the top of the spine, the middle, the low back, and then the pelvis. Keep going. 2 more. Straight up with the pelvis. Lower down. Pull that belly button in to lower the low back, then the pelvis. 1 more time. Pelvis comes up, then we articulate our spine down. Excellent. From here, you're going to bring the pelvis up towards the ceiling. Find those feet. So anchor through the feet and the tops of shoulders, pull the belly button in. Immediately, I feel more glute action. So my bum cheeks squeeze together and my hamstrings are on. I'm gonna hold up here and push into my left foot, then push into my right foot. So I'm weight shifting feet, just finding that base of support, but my pelvis isn't gonna move, okay? My thigh bones are gonna stay nice and still, pushing straight down into that foot for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Pause here. I'm gonna let my right hip dip down an inch, then bring it back up. My left hip goes down, then comes back up. So I'm doing a small rotation of my pelvis, right? And it's kind of like a little half circle. And I want to think about my thigh bones and my knees staying still. So I'm not rocking through my lower body to do this. It's strictly my pelvis that does it. My bum cheeks are releasing, then squeezing. My feet stay really heavy into the mat and the tops of shoulders are on. For 3, really small. For 2, for 1. I'm going to float my pelvis like a plate over to the right, then back to center. Float my pelvis over to the left, then back to center. Over to the right. Now my thigh bones move a little and my knees. The weight shifts in my feet a little. That's fine. Don't dip the pelvis. Move it exactly horizontal, right? We're moving that pelvis horizontal along that kind of straight plane there, okay? I just want to avoid dipping down and up, okay? 1 more each direction. Good. Excellent. Now we do a tiny little pulse. Halfway down and up, halfway down and up, halfway down and up. We keep heavy in our feet. Hamstrings working, knees shoved towards the wall in front of you a little bit. Okay, thigh bones aren't open. Sometimes they like to open here. Keep them close together in line with the hip bones. I'm still pulsing. Low belly down for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Lower on down. Excellent. Okay, we're going to clap our hands together. We're going to move our rib cage over to the left, then to the right. Breathing in and out. So trying to watch that there's no rock or movement in our thigh bones. Our shoulders are away from the ears. We're just loosening up our rib cage. For 2, for 1. Excellent. Arms down by our side, legs straight out in front of us. You're going to find the left leg and you're going to lift the right leg up, but the pelvis doesn't move. Right leg is super duper strong. The quad is on. But that pelvis stays perfectly still. So I'm going to have to think, my low belly pulls down, my ribs are down, I have a little curve in my low back, and my left leg is really heavy, and then I lower down that right leg. Right leg gets really heavy into the mat, hamstring on, belly button pulls down, stay heavy through both sides of the rib cage, and then lower on down. This is not really easy. It actually takes a lot of focus to keep that whole body in a nice neutral position as we lift and lower the leg. And the leg might not come to that perfect 90-degree angle, right? If I bring my leg up a little bit more, then my tailbone lifts and my pelvis shifts. So I'm just only going to lift that leg up as high as I can maintain a neutral pelvis. Low belly works super hard here to pull down to keep that pelvis and that pubic bone from tipping. 1 more each side, opposite leg gets heavy. Breathe in, push to the opposite leg, lift on up. Good. We're going to add an ab curl. So we're going to add that ab curl. Shoulders away from the ears, eyes on the breastbone. Okay, as we ab curl, we think my pelvis stays nice and still. I'm not squeezing my glutes too much. I'm pulling my low belly and my belly button down a little bit. And I'm thinking about pushing my breastbone back behind me. So I'm curling right from the start. It's almost like a snail shell. I'm trying to articulate every piece of that upper spine to do this ab curl and then place it back down. I'm not letting the low ribs pop up off the mat on the way down. So oftentimes you have this like seesaw motion where the low ribs pop up. Watch that the low ribs stay down and anchored the whole time. Here we go. We're going to go with our legs. So we're going to do an ab curl, lift the right leg, lower it on down, uncurl, ab curl, lift the left leg, and lower it on down. Good. We're going to go for 4, pull the belly button down. We're going to go for 3, shoulders away from the ears, do that nice little ab curl. For 2, good. For 1, heavy in the right leg as the left leg lifts. Excellent. We're going to ab curl, bring both legs into tabletop. Pause. Shoulders away from the ears. I'm going to do a little oblique twist. We're going to go left and we're going to go right. We're gonna go left and we're gonna go right. My thigh bones don't get to move. My pelvis stays perfectly still. I keep curled into myself when I do this. So the breastbone keeps pushing back behind me, and that little curve is still there in my low back. We're gonna go for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Little break. Okay, we're gonna add on one more. So legs come back into tabletop. Angle the pelvis, get the ribs down, then bring the legs up. Ab, curl, pause. I'm gonna bring that right leg out, okay? And I'm gonna go towards the left knee, and then I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna bring that left leg out, go towards the right knee, and then switch. Belly button pulls in. We do this nice and slow to feel that little flexion in our upper spine, as well as if our pelvis is moving at all. Tailbone stays nice and anchored, right? Keep that down on the mat. Good. We're gonna go for 5. We're gonna go for 4. We're gonna go for 3. Pull the belly button down. 2. 1 more. Excellent. Down we go. Bring the legs nice and wide. Okay, you can windshield wiper them for me if you want. Really gentle on that pelvis. Thigh bones move, pelvis doesn't move too much. Good. Okay, so we're going to come on to our left side here. Left side. Weights move out of the way. You're going to come all the way down. Both legs are straight, but you're going to need a pillow. Okay, so pillow eventually. Okay, so I'm going to keep the pillow there for our next move after this. So we're going to go both legs long and straight. If you have a problem balancing and your core can't quite hold you steady, pull that bottom leg in front towards the corner of the mat, okay? I'm going to try to keep both legs stacked on top of each other. The hips are stacked as well. So this long line is more challenging for our core, keeping us steady and still. That head goes down onto the bottom arm. The top arm can be used to balance you. You're going to lift and lower that top leg, and the bottom leg is strong as well. So both quadriceps are on to lift the kneecaps. When I lift that top leg, I feel for side, bum, and hip. And if I don't quite feel it, I might need to send both legs back a little bit. Sometimes when they're forward, doesn't quite get the side bum muscle I'm looking for. Good. We're going to go for about 5 more. Straighten that bottom leg and keep it strong. 4, low belly in. 3, oblique is off the mat. Okay, 2, and we're going to pulse. We're going to bring halfway down and up, halfway down and up, halfway down and up, halfway down and up for 5, for 4, for 3. Top hip doesn't move. 2, 1. Good. Hold the leg up. From here, you're going to flex the foot and you're going to rotate the thigh bone for me. Rotate the thigh bone. You're going to rotate open and closed. Open and closed for 3, good, for 2, for 1. Excellent. You're going to take the pillow, you're going to put it between the calves, just above the ankles, okay? You're going to take both straight legs, and you're going to straighten them even harder. Squeeze the bottom into the top, and the top into the bottom. And what I'm looking for is the upper inner thighs squeezing, and then release. Low belly in, shoulders away from the ears, oblique is lifted off the mat. Bottom leg squeezes into the top leg squeezes into the bottom, and release. Do it again. Straighten the legs, squeeze, and release. There's no movement in the hips. The pelvis stays really still. There we go. The upper thighs, the upper inner thighs near the pubic bone are what's squeezing the pillow. So I really have to think about straightening my legs really long and reaching them for those upper inner thighs to want to work. 1 more. Good. Okay, let it go. From here, you're going to take that top leg and you're going to rotate it. You're going to flex the foot on both feet. Okay, you're going to squeeze the inner thighs. You're going to lift the thigh bones up, and the legs are off the mat just an inch. Now, pull the belly button in. Make sure you're not collapsing through the waistline, and you're going to just tap the heels together. The top leg comes towards the bottom leg comes towards the top. Legs are really strong, inner thighs are on, glutes are on, belly button's in for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Excellent. Okay, let it go. Woo. Coming up onto our hands and knees for a second. Pushing back into child's pose. Take 1, 2 deep breaths here. Breathe in and out. Good. We're going to round our spine. So we're going to drop our head down towards the mat, tucking our tailbone under. And then we're going to extend. Top of head reaches for the wall in front of you. Tailbone reaches back behind you. Do it again. Round, pause, breathe in. Bring the ribs up towards the ceiling. Head reaches in front of you. Tailbone reaches back behind you. We're going to do our knee lifts in a rounded position, working our upper abs a little bit more. So you're going to round hard. Drop the head, tuck the tailbone, shoulders away from the ears. Pull the belly button up as hard as you can, and then lift the knees 1 inch and lower on down. Round, pull the spine up, tuck the tailbone, pull the belly button up, and lower on down. We're going to go for 4, round and lift. 3, belly button up. 2, belly button up. Good. 1 more round. Make yourself a C and let it go. Excellent. From here, we're going to push right back into plank. So onto our forearms. Okay, so elbows underneath the shoulders, feet right back behind us, and hold. Breastbone stays lifted, tailbone shoots out. So you have a little curve in the low back, and the pelvis can come down if the breastbone can stay lifted. Shoulders away from the ears, high on the leg, or high on the tippy toes, right? So think about everything. Bum cheeks, belly button, rib cage up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Okay. Before we do the other side, take your rag for me, or your, not your rag, but your tea towel. Mine looks like a rag. All I want for Christmas. Okay, so you're gonna sit up nice and tall, flex the feet, keep the knees bent. You're gonna take that tea towel in your hands. Arms are gonna be out in front, and there's gonna be a little bit of a pull on the tea towel, okay? Shoulders away from the ears. And you're gonna tuck backwards and curl down, nice and slow. Coming halfway down, shoulders stay down, and pause it. Pause, pause, pause. So our tailbone's tucked under a little bit. Our breastbone is pulled back behind us, so we're in a nice C position, right? And we're gonna lift our arms up a tiny bit and then lower on down. We're gonna lift our arms up a tiny bit and lower on down. We're gonna go for 3, belly button keeps pulling in. We're gonna go for 2. We're gonna do 1 more, lift up, and then lower and come back up. Excellent. Okay, we're gonna do it again. Shoulders away from the ears, breathe in and out. Okay, arms come up, tailbone tucks under, belly button pulls in. You start to articulate the spine backwards. Okay, you're gonna pause as soon as you feel your abdominals. Now you're gonna rotate. Okay, ribs and arms rotate towards the left, but the sits bones don't move, right? Hips don't move, thigh bones don't move. Go to the right. When I go left, I push into my right sit bone. When I go right, I push into my left sit bone. We're gonna go for 3. We're gonna go for 2. Keep scooping, belly button in. 1 more. Good. Sit back up. Excellent. Okie dokie. I'm gonna swing my legs around, and I'm gonna slowly go down. So legs are straight out in front of me. I'm gonna tuck my tailbone down, and I'm gonna slowly bring myself down towards the mat. Pull the belly button in, pull everything in as you articulate your way down. Good job. Coming over onto our right side. Legs are long. Where's that pillow? There's that pillow. We're gonna need it. So legs are long. And I'm going to start with a lift and a lower. So the top leg lifts up and lowers down. The bottom leg is super duper strong, right? So bottom leg is long and strong. And I might send both of them back behind me just a bit. Okay, just a bit, just so that they're in line with the hip a little bit better. Good. We're going to go for 5. Top hip doesn't rock, so watch that. 4, thigh bone lifts. Hips don't move. 3, 2, top hand helps you balance. 1, but keep that abdominal connection. Now lift and lower, lift and lower, lift and lower. Little tiny pulse. Bottom leg is strong. I've forgotten about it. For 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Good. Flex the foot. Rotate the knee bone towards the ceiling. The knee, not the knee bone, the thigh bone. Rotate the thigh bone towards the ceiling, but the hips don't move. Keep your pelvis nice and still as you rotate the thigh bone. Okay? Rotate that thigh bone for 3, for 2, for 1. Good. Lower on down. Take that pillow, put it between the calves, the shins, above the ankles, both legs long, and make sure they go back behind you a little bit. Low belly in, hips are stacked, okay? There is a space for your hand underneath that oblique. And you're gonna think long legs, then you squeeze, and then you let it go. Long legs, then you squeeze with the upper inner thighs, then you let it go. Long legs means the quads are on to lift the kneecaps, squeeze. Bottom leg into the top leg. Bottom leg into the top leg, okay? Hips stay stacked. Good. For 3, for 2, 1 more. Good. Get rid of the pillow. Flex the feet and connect the heels so that you're in like a dancer's first position. My legs are rotated open. Low belly in, squeeze the quads, lift both legs up a little bit, but keep that waistline off the floor. Now tap the heels, top to the bottom, bottom to the top. Okay, I'm gonna send both legs back behind me a little bit. I feel glutes, inner thighs, quads, and obliques. Hold it, keep going for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1, let it go. Good, excellent. Coming back on our back. Alrighty. From here, we're gonna grab those weights again. I've lost them. I've thrown them away. There they are. Okay, grab the pillow. Arms come up towards the ceiling, okay? With the weights, there we go. Shoulders away from the ears. So before we lift our legs, we anchor our tailbone, we get our ribs down, belly button pulls down, legs come into tabletop. Little tiny squeeze, right? Now we send our arms down towards our hips and our arms up. And we're gonna hold here. So we're gonna think, I'm gonna squeeze with my upper inner thighs and I'm gonna keep that little squeeze as my arm bones move, but my ribs stay down. Oh, there they go. Low belly pulls down. Anchor the tailbone for 3, okay, for 2, good, slow is better, 1, excellent, scissor the arms, one arm goes up, one arm comes down, one arm goes up, one arm comes down for 3, for 2, for 1, good. Now we're going to open and close, squeeze the belly, squeeze the inner thighs gently, okay, pull the low belly down. Keep those ribs anchored and exhale as the arms close, encouraging the abdominals to come towards each other and down for 3, for 2, for 1. Good. Okay, get rid of the weights, get rid of the pillow. All right, hands behind the head. Okay, legs are nice and long. I'm going to do that ab curl again with nice long legs. I'm going to ab curl, pause, okay? I'm gonna bring my right leg up into tabletop, left leg up into tabletop, okay? I'm gonna extend the right leg, and I'm gonna hold here. So I'm gonna hold. I need to make sure my pelvis is level, and I'm still anchoring through my tailbone. With this leg extended, sometimes it goes like this, right? I don't wanna lose that little curve in my low back, and my low ribs are anchored, and I'm in that ab curl. I'm gonna curl towards my left leg, and then come back to center. Curl towards my left leg a little bit, and then back to center. I'm rotating towards the left leg and keeping that ab curl. For 3, good. For 2, for 1. Excellent. Switching sides. Legs come down. Breathe in. Shoulders away from the ears. Ab curl. Legs coming to tabletop. Straighten the left leg, okay? Do a little twist towards the left leg, the right leg. Little twist towards the right leg. Ab curl, twist towards the right leg. For 5, for 4, shoulders down. For 3, you got it. 2, 1, ab curl and twist. Good. We're adding on here, okay? So now we do the ab curl, legs in tabletop. Right leg is straight, anchor the pelvis, get the low ribs on the mat. There's still a little curve in my low back. Pull the belly button down. Good. Okay, we're going to go to the left leg and we're going to drop the right leg down and up. Down and up. Down and up. 2 more times. Down, pelvis doesn't get to move. It doesn't bob on the way up. Good. Let it go. Ab curl, legs in tabletop. Straighten the left leg, twist towards the right. Lower down and lift up. Breathe in. Lower down and lift up. Tailbone doesn't move. Keep it anchored. Low belly on. Down and up. One more. Down and then up. Good. Let it go. Okay, so now we're going to do a leg scissor. And I'm going to take my hands away from my head. If it's too much for your neck, you keep your hands behind your head, okay? Here we go. So I'm going to do ab curl, anchor the tailbone, come into that curl, push that breastbone back behind you. It's not a lift, it's a curl. Legs come up, both legs are straight, right? I'm going to drop my right leg down, grab my left thigh, back of thigh, hamstring, and give myself a gentle little pull towards that leg, and it's small. See how light my hands are? It's not a heavy pull. My pelvis doesn't move, and then I switch. It's almost like a little pretend pull because I still keep a little curve in my low back. So it's really soft hands. My arms aren't really moving. I'm just curling my abdominals a little bit more from the top, right? Curling that spine. And we're going to go for 3, tiny curl, pelvis doesn't move. 2, keep the chin tucked in, legs are straight. 1, good. Excellent. Uncurl. Bring the legs down. Good. Okie dokie. Legs are nice and long. We're going to just bring our hands to our hips and circle them overhead. Breathe in. One more time. Good. We're going to clap our hands, bring our legs back up, knees bent, feet on the mat. Rotate that rib cage. Let the eyes and neck follow. Good. We're going to go for 3, for 2, for 1. Excellent. You're going to stay still. The thigh bones are going to like flop over a little bit to the left and right. And you're also going to move your head just a little bit, okay? So unsupported head means we have to move our neck just gently at the end. For 2, for 1. Good. Sit on up, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a great day. I'll see you again next week. Bye.